That really spoke to me too. And
so you came in saying that I think I'm pulsatilla. I'm pretty sure, and I talked to you about it, and I agreed, and I gave you the pulsatilla. And how was your experience taking that when you took the first dose?
It lifted me up and made me giggly.
Is that right?
Loved, yeah, it made me giggly.
How was your experience taking that versus, say, when you took you talked about
I still get a little bit sleepy afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't have the big energy.
Yeah. Some people get really energized. You get more sleepy.
No, I get more like peaceful, sleepy. I think because I naturally have a little bit more, I don't know if it's nervous energy.
Go.
Yeah, and the go. And so it's hard, and that's kind of how I deal with stress. Yeah. It's like go, and then I get into a mode where I'm on autopilot.
Right.
So it's good to kind of bring me back.
The remedy brings you back.
Peaceful kind of state where I can stop. Like my husband says, I can't stay still.
Right.
Drives him nuts. He likes it when I can just sit with him on the sofa.
Right.
And I'm more able to do that.
Right.
And to bring my mind to peace.
Yeah. And people who are go when they take the remedy, they often are they calm down to a point of sometimes getting sleepy. If they're always go.
And I had an experience. I think the last time that I took the remedy, maybe like 2 months ago, I was having a rough day, and there was just a lot of things coming at me, one starting to overwhelm me. And so I took some time. I think I went home for lunch, and I said, okay, I'm going to take my remedy. And I remember, I think I cried, and then I have a good cry. That's like a pulsatilla thing too. I do. It's a release for me. I need to have that release. Yeah. And then I sat on the sofa and kind of curled up in a ball for a little while, and I think I went into this kind of sleepy, half-sleep state for maybe 10 minutes, and then when I woke up, I felt great. I felt like I could deal with the things in my life. And that was most recently when I took it, and then today too. And
you just took the remedy right now.
Yeah, it made me giggly again. Which
is that right?
Like,
Good. So when you were in a stramonium state, you didn't feel like being physical much at all.
Oh, I really... Okay, if I think about it...
Just comparing that with now.
I didn't really want to be touched. Yeah. And sometimes, like even... like if my husband would touch me, sometimes it's like I wanted it, but I didn't because there was some pain associated with it. I think it was more like... and I was like that as a child, where like if somebody... I remember... Like if somebody would hurt my feelings or something and then be like, oh, I'm sorry, and like touch me,
You hated it.
Oh, don't touch me, get away from me.
Yeah.
Now I'm definitely much more cuddly, much more huggy. I love the hugs.
And you love hugs now.
Yeah.
Did you cry much when you were in stramonium? If you did, how did that differ from now?
I did, but I think it was different. It was more of just a cry of despair and hopelessness. Now, I think I actually cry less now, but when I do, there's usually like more of a, there's a reason for it. Or like, it'll be because I'm like watching the news and I'm like, just need, if something strikes my heart and I just, want to get it out. And then it was more like, it was the giving up, hopeless despair, frustration. Frustration would make me cry, without a doubt. I remember, and this was growing up too, trying to do math problems, and if I didn't understand it or if I couldn't get it, then I would get incredibly frustrated, and then I would get violent, and then I would cry, and I kept repeating that same cycle over and over. And like in my marriage, if I couldn't fix it, then I would get very frustrated, and then I would blow up, and then I would cry. And now I'm just better able to deal with it. It also did help me, the pulsatilla, to be able to confront people. Like at my job, I have to manage people, and I get very nervous and shaky, and just terrified of it. But taking the pulsatilla, I just do it, and I don't like it, but at least I can do it. At least I can get through it. I mean, we've had an employee who's worked there for like 25 years, and my dad was the one who hired him, and I had to tell him he was basically being demoted. And I was like, okay, let's do this. And just did it, and now I'm better able to just take care of a problem right away. And I confront it right away. And
so the remedy has helped you be able to confront people better.
Yeah.
And that's what the remedy is supposed to do, pulsatilla. I mean, it can do that, and it does do that for many pulsatillas.
Yeah, it's definitely helped. I love fresh air.
Yeah.
Love being outside.
What about your thirst? How has that been affected, if at all, since over the last few years?
Well, I still have the chapped lips because I don't get thirsty.
You don't get thirsty. Was that the case when you were stramonium?
I think so. I don't really remember too much. I drink water when I used to crave beer a lot, and don't have that craving so much.
What about other physical symptoms that you used to have?
The strange thing with stramonium
that
just blew my mind was when you asked me if I have any joint pain.
Yeah.
And I said, I've had this thing in my left hip forever, and I think it's because I had an ankle problem. But you showed me right where it said possibly left hip problem. And the first time I took the stramonium, I got a huge cold sore. And I've had cold sores throughout my life. But it was like just a raging cold sore after I took the stramonium for the first time, and I was like, "Gee, thanks, doc."
That was a discharge.
But it also told me that it was working. And actually, I haven't had one in a really, really long time now.
How often did you used to get them?
Probably once every 3 months.
Oh, and you haven't had one for what? 2 years, 3 years, or
yeah, probably a year and a half, 2 years. I can't remember the last time.
Great. So.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So the hip pain, what happened to the hip pain?
Do you remember? I don't get it anymore. I still go to a chiropractor, so it's one of those things where it's hard to
tell. Okay.
But no, it's nowhere near what it was.
Yeah.
It really isn't. I don't have the joint pain that I used to have.
What about digestion? Didn't you used to have some digestive problems? Or is it?
Well, it was constipation. I think I still have that every now and then.
So no big changes?
I remember. One of the big things that I came in for during the process, I think, was, and this was, I think I'd been on stramonium, I had a really, really bad stomach pain.
There we go, yeah.
Really bad, right in the pit.
Yeah.
Right in the pit there.
Oh, where you used to feel the abyss?
Yeah.
Like where?
Like
right there?
Like it's right at the center. Kind of the breastbone.
Near the
there.
solar plexus, okay.
Yeah, if like you don't want to get kicked there, the solar plexus.
Right.
And I started feeling this, and this was when I was really deep in depression too, and just not being frustrated, not having any way out, and I think that so much pain just built up there, and I went to doctors for it, who performed all sorts of tests, and they did like an ultrasound on it, never could find anything on it. And at that point, I really started doing the castor oil on it and taking my remedy. And I just think that there was so much built up in that area of my body, that it was getting out, and it was really painful. And it happened after I would eat high protein, especially because I remember I wasn't able to eat anything. It would happen after I ate. I couldn't eat anything.
Interesting.
And then I started. I need to eat, and. So I had, I would just eat lettuce, and I slowly started bringing stuff back into my diet. And then there was one day where I was like, I need protein, so I had a protein drink, and the pain returned horribly. And just after a while, I was able to add in different foods, and it eventually went away.
You mean as you were?
I haven't had any problems now.
As you were being treated with stramonium, the pain slowly went away.
Yeah, it was, and I think I had already been on stramonium
for a while.
It was during that time.
Because ever since you started taking pulsatilla, I don't remember you talking about it.
Nope.
For the last year or so.
No, I haven't had any. That was the thing, is that it totally went away. And one of the things that helped was the castor oil helped when I was in pain, especially.
Rubbing it on there, yeah.
Yeah. And I read up on gallbladder, liver, trying to help what I could, eating beets. And no, I haven't had any stomach problems since then. I have issues with like love-hate with food because I've been really overweight, and so in order to help that, I read somewhere pulsatilla can try and control their food. I definitely have that, where now because I've been totally out of control. It's one of those things where I'm either totally out of control with food and totally binging, or else I'm totally controlling my diet,
right,
and totally controlling everything that goes into my mouth. I write it down and everything, and I'm still kind of looking for balance there. But I think I'm better than I used to be on that. And as far as like aches and pains and physical, I'm trying to think. I know that there was.
Yeah, I think you covered most of
Still
it.
don't get very thirsty, but I have to remind myself to drink water.
And you talked about the
generally,
gambling.
I feel very healthy.
You feel very healthy now.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I know.
Thank God. So I think you touched upon everything you wanted to.
And I'm just able to enjoy life. When I was stramonium, I could be at a party. I could be in the middle of, when I wasn't manic, I could be like in the middle of a crowd, like after the Mariners won a great big huge game, and be in a crowd and get very, very fearful and have to leave and have to get out of there right away. Just have this fleeing kind of, like I had to get out of there. So I couldn't, it was like I just couldn't enjoy anything in life because it all seemed like, I would always think, don't these people know they're going to die? That everything's worth nothing anyway? Or you know, just, I couldn't seem to get my mind off of the great big picture of life and death.
Yeah.
And now I can focus more, and I can focus on daily the little joys and be in the moment.
Yeah.
There was no being in the moment. It was, doesn't everybody know it's worth nothing and it's all meaningless and vanity, a chase after the wind, and nobody knows it but me.
Yeah.
But now I can be in the moment, and I can enjoy the little things, and I don't drop below that basement, and I haven't, and that's been the biggest indicator of a change. I think it has
awesome.
Changed my life.
So glad to hear it.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So, anything else to add?